Hello Internet! I'm HamsterBomb and welcome back for some more Pokemon TFG figure review action. This is, unfortunately, probably going to be one of the last, if not the last, third set TFG videos that I'm going to be able to make. And the problem is, the rest of the figures after this point are insanely hard to find. We'll talk about them later. I mean, like, most of these figures are really hard to come across anyway, but the rest of them pretty much don't exist anywhere ever. Outside of two of them. We'll discuss that later, just in case you guys can give me a hand in hopefully finding the rest of them so we can make more of these videos. But that is not about them. This video is all about these awesome figures that we have assimilated for this, hopefully not final episode of the third part of the TFG series. So the first one we're going to take a look at is actually, I think, the newest one I recently got of the third set, Haunter. This is a really cool one. I really like this Haunter figure for several reasons. But first of all, let's just take a look at his sculpt here. He's really interesting. You see that chunk right there where he's actually attached to this rock wall that he's hanging on. Really, really amazing. I've seen several people who are actually selling Haunter figures, and I guess the Haunter part was missing, and all they had was just the hands on the rocks, which, you know, nobody wants to buy that. Kind of a shame. So anyway, that obviously decreases his value a lot. So fortunately, I did wait until I found one that was in one piece to actually jump for him and get him. Haunter does tend to go for a lot, though. He used to be kind of common, but nowadays he's pretty rare and kind of hard to find. Mine just doesn't spin very well. I'm not sure why. He's just kind of raised on his base a bit, and he doesn't work pretty much with no matter what spinner goes in, which is a shame, because he's actually really interesting when we go down here to the bottom. He's got a red movement point thing, which gives him an ability called Slip Past, which is what this says right here. So he has 2 movement points, and it's red. I think he's actually the only Ghost-type TFG. I may be wrong. I'm usually wrong about things like this. I'm just glancing over at the rest of mine, and I don't see any other ghosts. And I think that's the reason why he has this ability called Slip Past. Now, anyway, what that means is you see on the bottom, it says Slip Past. In the field, Haunter may move through other Pokemon. So, basically, the 2 movement points is made up for the fact that he's actually allowed to go right through walls that might be blocking the goal. Kind of cool, kind of cool. I'd like to actually see mine move, which is why I'm kind of bummed out that mine can't really spin, because I really want to actually play a game with this thing, which, yes, I am going to be releasing videos actually playing the TFG. They will be coming soon. I know I keep saying they'll be coming soon, but I wanted to get the rest of these videos up. So anyway, he's got 2 movement points, a very little bit of miss right here. Let's go this direction. He only has Nightshade for 20, so that's kind of unfortunate. That's basically condemning yourself unless the other player missed. A little bit of dodge region, which is really helpful, especially with his slip past ability, so you can just jump right past people. Eerie Light, the defending Pokemon, is Confused. Now, I don't remember exactly what Confused does in the TFG. It's in the rulebook. I'm hoping at one point I might be able to come across a Groundbreaker rulebook with a Groundbreaker poster as well. That'd be amazing. But I think it actually might explain some of those other special conditions that Next Quest does not go into in there. Though we might have had Confused, I just don't remember. It's not coming to mind. But anyway, this Haunter, really awesome figure. Really glad I did come across him. Really cool, really, really cool installment of the TFG. So glad I got to come across one of him. The Suicune! I know you were all looking at it like, yes, Alex finally got the 3rd dog. It's so cool. I know it is, isn't he? Look at these freaking ribbons. He's so amazing and delicate. Good God. I mean, coming up with a Suicune that does not have these things broken is really hard, guys. It's really hard. Suicunes actually go for a really weird varying price. I've seen some of them, if they're in good shape like this and then shipped properly, around $400. You can also get some for around like $20 if they're busted up. So you never really know. Also, it's a good point now to point out, I have another Suicune figure missing one of his sticks right here. So I am willing to do trades for this dude. I have a plethora of other TFGs that I had extras of, but he was just the only one that is not in that video. I'll put a link in the description so you can see what other TFGs I have that are extras for trades. Those are mainly if anyone has any of the other TFGs that I am looking for or knows anything about them. Other than that, if I know that doesn't work, then I'm probably just going to start selling them. But anyway, looking at this amazing Suicune. All the other dogs were on these bases like this. Man, the sculpting that goes into this purple fluffy thing on his back is just incredible. This is a shiny paint that is on his crest on his head. This is one of the coolest TFG figures that exists, and believe me, he looks amazing with all the three of them together. I do want to take a bunch of shots where I actually get like groups of figures together that kind of go together, like the gym leaders and like all the other trainers. Man, there's so many really cool combinations you can do now that we have so many of these TFG figures. I'm so glad that I started collecting them all to actually get this many. So I don't want to talk too much about the Suicune. He's obviously a really amazing one and really hard to get. So let's take a look at what he actually does. Now, just like all the other legendary dogs, he does have this ability non-stop, which says Suicune cannot be affected by weight. So really helpful for the game. We don't need to go into all that. 2 movement points. He's water type. He has bite right here for 40 damage. 2 equal sizes of dodge. Put them together, you get about that same area size of miss. On the other side, I keep accidentally touching these ribbons, and I'm really scared I'm going to break them one of these times I do this. He has another equally size of 40 bite, and he has an attack called Ice Beam right here. 80 damage. Suicune, if Suicune is knocked out by damage, the defending Pokemon is frozen. Frozen is another one of those abilities that we're like, wait, what? I'm not exactly sure how that's implemented into the TFG, or maybe I'm just not remembering it, and it was in one of those rulebooks that I don't have access to yet. But anyway, next one is another really awesome, really rare one, the Krakenoff figure. This one is one of them that is actually just really, really hard to get a hold of. In fact, I think I've only ever seen this one ever for sale. I've never seen another one. And this, along with the Marsh Top, which is a figure that I am looking for, he's going to come up later, are about equal in rarity. This guy is just stupid hard to find. And honestly, price-wise, mine was around 70. And I can't give you any other prices because I've never seen another one, so that's just what I got to say about him. I'm really excited to get him, though, because I really like this evolution line for Alligator, and Krakenoff now finishes off the whole evolution line possible in the TFG, so it's really awesome. They never really had a Totodile, so I don't know. I think this is just my nostalgic evolutionary line. I don't know why. I think Gold and Silver was my favorite game, and I always picked Totodile, so I'm really excited to see them here. I always thought Krakenoff was like a Fred Flintstone Pokemon. Well, anyway, really love how he's doing like a huge bite attack of some sort, and he's actually got some motion going on with the turn of the sculpt here. Just a great figure. Great figure. He doesn't even need like any elemental things. He's just kind of standing on his own base. Kind of appreciate that when they end up doing that. Instead of, you can't make all of them look dynamic like that. So pretty awesome that he can stand alone and separate them. So he's actually got an ability. Let's read that first. It says, Bite Instinct. If Krakenoff moves this turn, it must attack if possible. So that's kind of scary, assuming if the Krakenoff is not very good at attacking. So let's figure out how good he is right here. I'm going to start with this pretty large area of miss, about 20%, a little bit more than 20%, not 25 though. Scary Face. Your opponent moves his or her defending Pokemon one space away and has weight. So that's really helpful. You really want to land on that if you get Krakenoff, because he looks like he's basically just going to force people back. Not like the Haunter where you're trying to avoid people. The Krakenoff is basically just supposed to shove them away, kind of like how the Hariyama worked. And now over here, 50% is a bite for 50. And that's actually a good number. I think 50 is the good number to stick at. 50 and above, you feel pretty safe with that. Anything below, you're kind of banking on them hitting miss because it's not going to do much damage. May not knock anybody out. So really awesome. Super glad I got that Krakenoff. He was really rare. Man, so happy I did to get him. Another really cool one back here that was extremely rare for the time when I started collecting TFG, and now starting to show up a lot more often. Though, actually, I think very recently I haven't seen very many of these guys, but obviously we're talking about Heracross. Heracross is one of my favorite Pokemon. He's really cool. I don't really care for Heracross's Mega Evolution form, because I just kind of like his design normally. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but he's just kind of standing there, not doing anything really spectacular, but you know what, he's kind of similar to the Pinsir figure, which is cool because Heracross and Pinsir are really similar to me, and I remember like one of the episodes when I was watching it as a kid that Heracross and Pinsir were together, and I don't know, they really go hand in hand to me. Pinsir, however, has an awesome Mega form. But anyway, let's take a look at what he does down here at the bottom. He has 2 movement points. He's actually registered as a grass type, probably because he's a bug. He has these 2 areas of mist that kind of add together as a little less than what that dodge region is over there, so that's a pretty good trade. Overhead toss. Move the defending Pokemon 1 space past Heracross. Wow, okay. So I'm assuming it's like a scoop and flip kind of thing. That's really good. That's actually really helpful, especially if you were attacked instead of you attacking them, because obviously next turn they might just turn around and hit you again. And then his rest of his area is Horn Attack for 40, so that's okay. He's okay. He's nothing like really spectacular. He used to be really common. He also honestly can be still pretty common. It's kind of amazing that it took me so long to find Heracross, but hey, I finally did. Finally did. And you know what? As long as the rest of the figures in this set are no longer like those common ones, common as people say, and I just never happened to get my hands across one because they were just too rare for me, I could never find them, that all's gone. So, speaking of really rare stuff, I am super thrilled to have this amazing figure. This is an Erica, everybody. This is so cool because I don't know why, but I'm really excited about the gym leader figures in this set. I don't know why. I think it's just because I find it so interesting that for this 3rd set, they did the third and the 4th gym leaders from Kanto. The first one had the 1st and 2nd. This has 3rd and 4th, but Groundbreakers, the 2nd set, has Koga and Sabrina, the 2 after these guys. Isn't that weird? I don't know, but they kind of went out of order, which means if we ever had a 4th set, we would probably get Blaine Giovanni, which would be awesome. And at one point, I might actually commission somebody to sculpt and paint me some on some bases like this, just because I would really like to see the entire set all together of all the gym leaders. But anyway, Erica, ladies and gentlemen, this is a really, really hard one to find. Man, this figure alone, I would probably say is about $35 just trying to find this one. It's so much rarer than the Surge. Surge is the easiest to find figure we have up here today. Next would probably be Heracross, and after that, it's hard to say. These 3 guys are ridiculous. But Erica is a really tough one to find, and I don't really know why. It's just so difficult to find this one. So I really like how they actually sculpted all the lines in the dress, and they put these gym leader patterns all over her. It's an interesting figure. It honestly is. It's a really interesting figure. I think it's painted really well. All their trainers are just fantastically done, and it is so hard to actually find some of them. So down at the bottom, she's once again got a miss region because she's the trainer figure and has an odd era of blue. And she's got one of the lowest ones I remember seeing. We still don't really know what that means, as I probably said in the other videos. Yep, there's Erica down there. So yeah, that's about it for Erica. Really, really amazing figure. Hopefully at one point I'll be able to take some photos or maybe do a video where I have like all the gym leaders together or something. It'd be really amazing. But now I forgot, actually, I didn't put this guy in a video. I guess I was waiting to find an Erica to do it. Lieutenant Surge. This figure is way bigger than you think it is. It's one of the tallest TFGs, which is strange, because it's just Lieutenant Surge. But anyway, I guess he's supposed to look like a really tall, mountainous guy. So, anyway, he's, once again, he's also got these, gym leader badge things on his collar, like Erica had all over. I think they started positioning those on those just because these guys are supposed to be, I don't know, just maybe have some sort of branding from the Kanto gym. Really cool. Really liked this figure, too. I'm really glad that they actually kept making the gym leaders from Kanto, and they didn't just kind of make random gym leaders, because if they just kind of randomly jumped around, then yeah, I would never really want to try and complete anything. Like right now, because we have almost all of Kanto, I really just want to finish him. He's so detailed. I really like the camo work that they did on him. He actually looks just as intimidating and cool as he does in the anime, and as I remember from the game. Really cool. So, really glad about this one that I've got. And once again, once you take a look at the top, he's got a whole lot of blue. He actually might have the most amount of blue, and honestly, I don't know why. Once again, we don't know what that means. I mean, they don't even really go in order from, like, Brock, Misty, Surge, Erica. I mean, it's random. It really seems to be random. So, anyway, I have no clue on that part. But anyway, so before we end this episode, I do want to talk about some of the last ones that I do have on my list to find. And the thing is, I really hope that you guys can give me a hand with trying to find some of these, because I can't. At this point, I pretty much can't find any more of the third set, and it is up to you guys to give me a hand in trying to find the rest of them. So I'm going to read them through right now and show you some of these pictures. Hopefully we can try and track down some of these ridiculously rare TFG figures. All right, so I'm looking for Marshchomp, as I said before. I'm looking for a Mew, and of all of them I'm going to be saying those are the only two that are pretty much feasible. Like, I kind of believe that those can actually be found. The rest of these pretty much are legendary status. Like, nobody has ever seen these things. They are so insanely rare. Like, there's probably only a couple prototypes, and that's all. So, of those, we're looking for Minun, Plusle, Sneasel, Tyrogue, and Whismur. So, yep, you guys can give me a hand with trying to find any of those figures, or if you have heard of somebody who has one, I don't know, just the very least, you can at least put a comment down in the description below. Hey, you can at least talk about how awesome these figures are, because you know what, we may not have all of them, but we have some really, really amazing ones with us here, and you know what, I'm happy with that. So if this is the last episode for the third set, you know what, we got really far. We got really, really far, and I'm happy about that. So thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next episode of Pokemon TFG videos. See you!